Zarya has just two abilities, a barrier shield for herself and a projected barrier for her teammate. A Zarya barrier makes a target practically invincible, but it only lasts for 2 seconds, and both the self and projected barriers have relatively long cooldown periods, so manage them sparingly and save these abilities for clutch moments. Her primary fire is a medium-range laser, while her alternate fire is a lobbed ball of energy with splash damage. A good strategy is to whittle down an enemy's health by tracking their movements with the laser, and then alt-fire near their feet so the splash damage guarantees you the kill. By default, Zarya does minimal damage, but if her barriers are damaged by an enemy, her charge level increases, which is displayed by the number at the center of her screen. As this number goes up, so does her damage output. At a maximum charge of 100, Zarya's DPS is absurdly high, especially for a tank. Since your charge level decays over time, you need to continuously have enemies shoot at your barriers. It's easy to stand in a choke and absorb predictable spam fire with your own barrier, but to really excel, you'll need to play mind games, baiting the enemy into shooting at your most vulnerable teammates.
It's hit. Oh, thank you.
Try to use your self-barrier for greedy attempts at getting high charge, and hold on to the projected barrier for when a teammate needs to be saved when they're being ganged up on or about to be the victim of a one-hit kill, like when Reinhardt pins them with his charge ability.
You're alright.
Speaking of Reinhardt, he's an excellent tank to pair with Zarya, especially if the player has an aggressive playstyle. Aggressive Reinhardts charge at the enemy, cleaving his huge hammer wildly through targets. Sadly, this tactic is usually a death sentence because the enemy can see him charging a mile away, he's now separated from his team, and he has to put down his shield when attacking, and of course he's easy to shoot, being so big. When building Zarya's charge, it's best to give the projected barrier to a large teammate since they have a big hitbox, and no one's a bigger threat and a bigger target than an aggressive Reinhardt. There's a rhythm to Zarya. You let a teammate charge in first like an idiot. Give them a barrier when they're about to die, saving them and charging yourself up. Then follow them in to take their place as the damage dealer.
Alright, I'm ready.
Overwatch is all about synergy, and perhaps the best example of this is Zarya's ultimate, the Graviton Surge, which sucks all nearby enemies into its point of contact, but does almost no damage itself. However, it's the perfect setup for a teammate's ultimate such as Pharah's Rocket Barrage. You should also alt-fire into it because every trapped enemy will take the splash damage. When heroes use their damage-dealing ultimates, they are often stationary. So after you fire off that Graviton Surge, give a barrier to protect the glass cannon that the enemy team will undoubtedly be looking for.
Get pumped. Огонь по готовности.